Hi everyone, it's Jen here from TarotSpirit.net. I am doing a reading for the full moon of August 3rd, and this full moon will be in the sign of Aquarius. Oops. So I'm going to start with the sign of Earth. The sign of Earth. The element of Earth. I'm going to start with the element. Something I knew right when I said it, I'm like, why doesn't that sound right? So I'm using an earthy deck, I think. Okay. So for Earth signs for this full moon, at the bottom of the deck is this Six of Swords. The Six of Swords comes up when we are moving away from a difficult time, turbulent waters, they'll say, to smooth waters. Less drama, less BS, less everything. Just things are calming down. And usually the card points to you removing yourself from the situation or leaving a situation or you making the move, the effort to change your circumstances so you no longer have to deal with this circumstance. There was too many circumstances. Okay, maybe that's it. There were too many circumstances. It was just exhausting. I'm getting the feeling. Just, oh my God, the drama. I've had that happen. I think about that in certain offices where it just the energy sucked. People were just gossipy and drama queens, and you always felt kind of, I don't know, on edge because of it. And then other offices are just supportive and chill, and everyone's just kind of laid back and doing their own thing. They're not, all into each other's business. But so, yeah, you are lightening your load. You don't want drama. You don't want baggage. You don't want people with a lot of drama and baggage. Again, in your personal life, in your work life, professional life, romantic life, certainly, you just want none of it. And you'd rather go off into the unknown. Ugh, did I just quote a Disney song? I actually don't care for that song. I haven't seen that movie. Jake said it was, he said he watched it all. He was like, I don't know. It was just very bizarre. But ugh, I feel you just being like, oh my God, freedom. As it may have been, say it's a romantic partnership, Earth signs. It will have been hard, but maybe it took you a long. You really love this person, but you're not in love with them, which is the hardest, right? So you took a long time to really make the decision that this wasn't fair to anyone, to continue in a relationship that you weren't truly in, but you really, really love this person. It was, but once you do, and may take a while for them to move out or figure out living arrangements um, and have it be done. I feel like you are going to not realize how much it was weighing on you, how much you felt like you were living a lie or you were pretending or going through the motions of something, and you're just going to feel so free and excited to move forward again. You're going to be surprisingly, um, because you've been ready, or on some level, like you were maybe trying to make it work for some reason. Um, Maybe you're just kind of sick of the dating world and it was just comfortable, but you realized you can't try to make something work that doesn't work. It's not sustainable. Yeah. So the Five of Wands is it's kind of bickering, competition. It's kind of, to me, this is really it's like a slow burn. It's just smoldering. Think about, this is fire. Think about a campfire in the morning. If you pop if you don't camp, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But most people deal with fire in some ways, I think. So yeah, it's basically ash, but maybe a few chunks of wood in there. But if you throw a piece of wood, you don't even have to use kindling or anything. Just throw a piece of wood on it. It'll start right up pretty soon, because it's just sitting right there under the surface. But again, I feel like this is almost maybe a war within yourself. I still have dirt under my fingernails from gardening yesterday. Everyone, all these YouTubers, they have these gorgeous nails, and it's just not me. 10 of Swords, yeah. So this usually comes right before, even though it's a 10, I get it. And this is a 6. I understand numerically it does not. But for me, the energy, like, I don't know why. I feel like the 10 of Swords is sort of in the wrong place. Same with the 10 of Wands, too, because it goes against the mature part of a fire sign, because another wands, swords. I'm sorry, swords. These are both sword cards. Is not learning to let things go mentally, and not to live so much in our heads, but just to keep our heads really healthy. Think about, we keep our bodies healthy. We're lean. We work on it every day. Well, the same with their brains. They work on their mental health, their mindfulness, and keeping their thoughts pure and not going off on crazy directions and things like that, and not allowing others to, drive us crazy, metaphorically speaking. Um, the 10 of Swords is that straw that broke the camel's back, when you're just like, enough, I'm moving on. I have to get away from this mentally stressful situation. And I always find that these events, when you've just had enough, they don't have to be anything crazy, and they don't actually have to be bad. For example, it could be, if you're in a bad relationship, you're with another couple, or you see another couple, and the way they sort of are with each other, or the something about it, you could tell they had. And we have to be careful that we're not, the grass isn't always greener, but I feel like this is real, that I feel I'm missing something that they have, that my parents have, that so and so has. And I mean, so it wasn't like a bad situation happened to you, but it was something about it at that moment, at that point in time. It it got through to you that you couldn't do this anymore. Okay. But this is great, because you're going to release all that sort of energy and really make a decision to move on. Okay, we are going to go on to air signs. Let me write this down. Air signs for the full moon on August 3rd in the sign of Aquarius. I'm going to shuffle. It might be loud, so beware. Air signs. So Aquarius, so this is for you Aquarians watching your full moon. That's coming out. That's coming out. Oh no, do I hear the crows in the background? When they come around, they're so loud. one more card here. This is my no nonsense deck. I assume that this deck, I love it and it's beautiful, is an air sign. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, it is what it is. At the bottom is the Strength card. And this is really such a beautiful card. It's a card about, I think this card comes about after some shadow work, some dark times, having gotten into some situations afterwards. You're like, how the fuck did I get into that? I've been talking recently. It's reminding me. I was talking to a friend who's an air sign actually, and we were saying, how the fuck did we end up in this relationship? Whoops, I'm not looking at the card. I'm staring off into the trees and not paying attention to this. Sorry. We're we're with these people, and all of a sudden we find out our whole lives are around managing their emotions and making sure it's just, I think, kind of the um, basically what codependency is. But you're like, I would have never chosen this person, but that's, I'd never chosen this for myself. This is not how I want to live. How did I get here? And as she said, they often love bomb you. So you can look that up, but basically it's uh, um, just the honeymoon part, the honeymoon starting immediately and saying, I love you really, really soon, and wanting you to move in and wanting to just fold you into their lives completely from very early on. That's a really big red flag. But it happens. I mean, it's happened to me and my friend, and I was talking to another friend actually about it. That's why, because it's several people. So it's intoxicating. It's dreamy. It's so exciting just to be like, oh, I'm in love, and that's it. Um, but we really need to do the work of getting to know each other and um, yeah, to make sure, sure, it's great that we're attracted to each other, and that's all said and good. But um, once the honeymoon period the honeymoon period phase ends, um, what's left is there enough substance there? So to me, the Strength card is, after having gotten in that situation, you're pretty gun shy. You're pretty, oh, I hate that term. You're pretty apprehensive about putting yourself out there because you felt so blindsided. You didn't see it coming. Um, so the Strength card is putting yourself out there anyway, and understanding that the only way to truly live your life is by having these experiences and putting yourself out there and learning and do better. It's the human condition, and not to spend much time beating yourself over not knowing something you couldn't know until you had that experience. Um, and we're always learning new things. Oh, the Chariot. But the Chariot says, things are going to be a little bit different this time, air sign, because before you were just react, I really want a boyfriend or girlfriend. Here's one. Yes, I'm going to, because that's what I wanted. I'm just going to. It's almost a reaction versus taking action. You're just like, yep, here's someone. I think they're cute. We seem to get along. They seem to like me. That sometimes it's, I think they're cute and like them, and vice versa. And that is like, okay, then we should date. Um, but not kind of saying, okay, that's step one. Look at me, I'm divorced and single, so who the fuck am I to be saying? But this is the message I'm getting. Okay, it's just how it works. But also, just because not every relationship's a failure if you can sort of process it and put it together in your head and leave the resentment and stuff behind and bring forward the wisdom, so we don't bring that story and complication into new relationships. The Chariot says, what kind of relationship, since I'm stuck on relationships for whatever reason, what kind of relationship do I want? And I'm going to actively get it. Meaning, if someone, you go out on a couple dates with someone and then they just disappear. But then 2 weeks later, oh, I've been busy. You get a text. Like, you know what? I don't know. You have to follow your gut. So if that's one thing that you've gone through a lot with guys and you hate it, yet you're still doing it, you're going to stop that. You're going to take action. You're be that's not what I want. And I'm trying to manifest and bring in what I want. So I'm not going to settle for what I don't want and then say, "Oh, it never works out." It should have never even allowed it to go on. So having our self-respect, our boundaries, our hard stops, our deal breakers, and moving forward. So to me, this is, you know what? I don't want to live where I live. I live here because I started dating someone in college and we broke up, but I had kind of had a job and I was didn't really know what I wanted to do. I mean, there's a million reasons. But I want to live somewhere else. Okay, then I'm going to make a plan to figure out how to get there. This is reassessing things and looking at where you've just kind of allowed life to um, steer you in certain directions that you may not necessarily have planned on going, but in the moment it was like a means to an end, and changing those into this is where I want to go. I just realized I'm like bending my card. Queen of Pentacles. So this queen, she likes her home. She likes to be at home. She knows how to make a house a home. So no matter where you live, it doesn't matter whether you own or rent or live with your parents or whatever. Um, this energy knows how to make whatever the structure it is you live in, how to make that house a home. The house is just the physical building, but the home is the feeling within it, the welcoming, the feeling comfortable. You ever go to some people's houses and it's like, um, you just don't really feel like you can plop down on the couch and sort of watch a movie. I don't know. It's like Emily Gilmore's room where they have drinks before Friday night dinner and Gilmore Girls. It's I don't know. So, and it sounds like I'm being negative. That's cool. I have no decorating taste, but the point is this energy, you would feel comfortable to like snuggle into the couch and relax there. So maybe that's a quality you want. You want someone definitely not, and I think we do this when we're younger, probably is just me, but we're so worried. I can remember about, oh, will someone else think that he's cute? Will someone else, it was just very outwardly focused, which the bar was pretty low, but it was superficial low. So it was like, so unknowingly, I was cutting out so many potentially amazing people because um, I never really gave them a chance, or I was so focused on the wrong things. Oops. Whereas now I want to focus on someone I can make a house into a home with. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So this Chariot card, even though it's swift moving and or can seem swift moving, and it's a movement card in general, this is not necessarily something you're going to do even this year, but you will be planting the seeds for it, doing the work. So if, say you did want, I'm sorry to yawn. I was overcome by yawnness. That's not a word, probably. Okay, I know what my plan is. I want to fill in the blank. I want to move. I want to get in shape. I want to declutter and make where I live really reflective and comfortable for me. I want to do some earthy things, get really grounded. So for an air sign, getting grounded is important. You can, no matter where you live, you can have one small plant. You could get one of those, although I tend to kill those succulents. They need like 2 drops of water every 2 weeks, and they grow. They grow in artificial light. They don't even need sunlight. I'm going to put $5 a week aside. I'm going to stop going for coffee to wherever and getting that fancy coffee, and I'm going to literally put that money, maybe even cash, if you have cash, away. I'm not going to touch it. So I'm going to put my sneakers on every morning or every evening when I get home from work, whatever works for you, and I'm going to at least walk around the block, or I don't have a block here, but I'm going to at least walk to here and back, because and slowly, work up from there. But I'm going to every day put one foot in front of the other to do something to move me towards my goal. I want to be a writer. A lot of air signs are drawn to writing because which makes total sense because they're so good with words. They're so articulate and clever and intelligent, and so that creativity can really come out in writing and poetry and things like that, or anything, any kind of writing. So I'm going to sit and write one sentence, whatever it is, one page, a list of thoughts every single day. Journal, even if it's not journal every day, even if it's just a sentence, to get me in that habit. And I think it takes 6 weeks to make something a habit. Is that right? And I think as Dr. Phil says, that you don't break a habit, you replace it with something else. So that's a really interesting thing to think about. Say, okay, I have this, or I want to start this habit. What bad habit can I get rid of? What can I shuffle around to make room for this new one? I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but for some reason I thought someone might want to hear that. Okay, so that is it for air signs. Thank you so much. We are going to move on to fire. Let me write the time down. Whoops. 24, we'll say 30. Okay, hey fire signs. Thanks for joining me. It's Jen. We are going to do a reading for the full moon, August 3rd, and this is in the sign of Aquarius. Oh, you get the sexy cards today. I was kind of just looking, I don't know, just, okay, what's an earth deck? And I got this one, which I'm forgetting the name of, and an air deck, and I got this one because I feel like it's an air sign the way it reads. I love how it reads, but the Shadowscapes Tarot. Anyway, when I thought fire, I got this, which I guess makes sense because fire signs are the passion, but these are the tarot of sexual magic. So they have kind of racy images. If you don't like that, you might not want to watch. You know what I think's so interesting? We have so much violence on TV, but are so afraid of our kids, in the States at least, seeing any sort of sexual imagery. I always think that's weird, because violence is always bad, right? But sex isn't. So why are we teaching our kids? I don't know. I mean, no, we shouldn't have. I'm not talking about having kids see porn or something crazy like that, but I don't know. Okay, I need to stop talking. And you got the Lovers, fire signs. What else is coming out? My point is just framing it as, I'm not going to even keep pointing. I just feel like someone's going to misunderstand that, and I'm going to get clobbered in the comments. So I don't know if my point came across, but okay, fire signs. At the bottom, we have an air sign. So we have the King of Swords, which is a mature air energy. This they're very articulate and funny and good with words. They like facts. They like data. They like figures. They like truth, strategy. Um, Things like that. They are ruled more by their head than their heart. It doesn't mean they're not lovely, warm people, but they do tend to make decisions with their head first. So for fire signs, I'm a fire sign. This is a definitely a good energy, because even though I think the heart is more in the realm of water, our passion kind of comes from the heart too, and we can make rash decisions because of that. We get fired up about something. We just want to think about it. You fire off a nasty email. You fire off. Just think of the that expression is like sort of aggressive, sort of Mars like. Even though we're ruled, not necessarily. Who? Yeah, wait. Does Mars rule Aries? I'm sorry, I should know this and I don't. I can't remember. I'm not an astrologer. So this is at the bottom of the deck, and that can point to either an air sign that we'll be dealing with, or trying to really incorporate those energies and balancing our. So I'm really feeling our card, which is the Temperance card, balancing uh, our instinct and our nature to, when we're immature, to really just get a little intense and go a little. It's funny, I was just talking about love bombing with air signs, and I do see we have the Lovers. So this is a caution. Love bombing is when you meet someone and they very, very, very quickly, um, first they say everything, and they just basically are consuming you. They want to eat, sleep, drink you. They just want you around all the time. They don't want, they very quickly they want you to move in with them. They'll give you their key. They'll call you their boyfriend or girlfriend. I mean, things will happen very, very quickly, like before you can really get to know them, to truly know if you're a good match or not. And so that's that Knight of Wands, um, honeymoon period, I call it, energy, where you're just so into something. And to to make sure we temper that, the temperance card, which goes with Sag, with this, let's use our heads here. Let's make sure we're balanced. And the Lovers too reminds us we're not just making, when we commit to something, it's not just making the initial commitment, but it's committing to choosing that and recommitting to that over and over every day over a sustained period of time. So we don't just get up and say, I do at the marriage, and then think we've checked that box, which I think happens. Oh, I'm married, I don't have to do any more. So looking at your commitments, and you can look at your physical actions. Okay, I say I'm committed to working out. How many times have I actually worked out today? This week, this month. You say you're committed to that person, but your actions are showing otherwise. You go out with your friends a lot. You prefer to be alone, to do things. You don't really want to spend quality time with them very often. Whatever. I want, my children are my priority, but I'm on my phone most of the time. Guilty. Although he doesn't, at this age, he doesn't want anything. He's just holed up in his room. So this is really a choice, or decisions, or how you are you committed to what you say? Because he's also a talker, and this is, are you going to back up the commitments you make with the actions, with the small choices over time? It's kind of an earth energy I'm getting, and I think the Lovers rules Gemini. I really should write this down. Okay, I'm not an astrologer. I am all fucking over the place today, people. Oh, I love this card. So the Two of Wands. This card, I just realized, whatever. This card is a little bit of that honeymoon period, but I think it's tempered. You can see them. They're in, it looks like they're, I guess there aren't people in the background, but what I envision for this is that they're in a restaurant, and we can't really go to restaurants now, so, but they're in a restaurant, yet they are so into each other, they are oblivious that there are any other people in the restaurant but them. They don't even, they're not even aware because they're so into each other. So you guys, I think these fire signs, that's me too, may very well be meeting someone. And it's going to be hard not to be all consumed by this person. It is going to feel so strong and passionate. And even some of you, if you're with someone, may be just blown away so much by this new person. You literally have to make a choice about, you may leave your current partner for them because you just feel like this is the person. Oh, it's raining. I'm outside. I'm not getting wet yet though. So maybe if I put that over me. Okay, next sign. Next card. What the hell's wrong with me? It's first thing in the morning. Seven of Cups. This is a very you're daydreaming about this person. You just can't think enough. This, when we first with someone, especially, I can see me at least, fantasizing about where it's going to go, right? And filling in the blanks way ahead of time. So again, this air sign, this mature air sign is in the background saying, okay, let's be, I guess that's kind of a racy picture to have up. Let's be thoughtful, let's be measured, let's think about this financially. Let's think about this, let's keep all the practical things. Let's keep the wisdom of past relationships in mind, and keep it under control, because I'm not saying this isn't the person that that you will be able to go the distance with, but let's just use our lessons from before and not jump in head first and truly get to know the person. Okay, we are going to move to water. Are these getting wet? I'm outside and it just started raining, so. Okay, so water. Let me write down this time. Water signs. We are doing a reading for the full moon on August 3rd, 2020. I can't believe it's August. And this full moon is going to be in the sign of Aquarius. I already haven't started sleeping well. It started maybe 3 days ago, which seems a little bit early to not sleep around the full moon, but does anyone else have trouble sleeping around full moons? I mean, it literally is probably just from the light of the moon. Literally shines most often just right into my bedroom. So, like a spotlight. But it's kind of cool. I feel like sort of I don't know. It just like wakes me up, and I often will just look out the window. I live in a rural area, so just kind of look outside at night. Sometimes you'll see deer. I don't know. It's cool. And it's really raining, but we're just gonna go with it. I don't feel like my computer's getting wet or my cards, so. Water signs for the full moon. Even though this is in Aquarius, I feel like you guys are really going to feel this one intensely, and not necessarily in a negative. I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm totally getting wet. But it's going to be powerful for you. Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, this is for me a card about energy and where you expend your energy. We only have a certain amount of energy as humans. That's why we have to sleep, right? We have to basically recharge our batteries. And you can increase your endurance, of course, if you work out and exercise and things like that. You can also increase your endurance by not engaging in activities that just expend energy with no reward. So that's dealing with really difficult people, staying in dysfunctional relationships or situations, taking on burdens that are not your own. So you really look at, where am I spending my energy? Because if you're just putting energy into things that are futile, it's like opening all the windows in your house and running the AC or the heat and just pissing away your energy. So, where are you pissing away your energy, water signs? We have this gorgeous Nine of Pentacles, though, down here, which is enjoying sort of the simple pleasures in life. And because if you think about earth signs, they can delay instant gratification, and because of that, they can save money and afford little luxuries here and there because they're careful with it. So I guess I'm getting a message of things are so wet, concerning conserving, something about conservation, conserving your energy, or so if you're dating, for example, and I think maybe this came up for Earth, or Air, I can't remember. Um, not not wasting time on those people who you text with for a while, and then like 2 weeks later they, hey, what are you doing? And just, you know, they're clearly got other stuff going on, regardless of what it is. They have other stuff going on. So if you're spending time and energy wondering, are they going to text? Are they going to text? Are they going to get back to me? Then that's not productive, right? Matthew Hussey is so good. If you find yourself stuck in some of these things, he just has such common sense advice. I wonder what sign he is. Probably an air sign. I don't know though. Do you ever do that? Is it just me try to figure out? And I've gotten to not only try to figure out people's sun signs, which I'm fairly good at. I can at least tell what element for the most part. But what their moon sign is, what their other, because I know now, like the sun sign is just a teeny bit, and what are the other subtle layers of them? And I'm such a metaphysical nerd, that I want to try to figure that out. Okay, let's keep reading. This is a hot mess of a reading. Fire was just, oh my God. Meaning my reading. I'm just all over the place this morning. 8 of Pentacles. Oh, I love this. So this is, I feel like you're really going to be into a hobby or discovering a new hobby. But I don't even want to call it a hobby. It's something that you do that you really derive. Instead of expending energy, it replenishes your energy. So what types of things do you like to do in your spare time that you're completely present when you're doing it? So this could be uh, literally anything. I almost hate to give examples. It could be gardening. It could be cooking. It could be mowing the lawn, working on cars, walking, exercising, knitting, some sort of something creative. Um, uh, so many things. Woodworking. But it's because it's going with your nature and your creativity and your authentic self, what you have to give to the world, your unique brand to give to the world. This isn't curated. This is just the essence of your creativity. This actually feeds your soul and it gives you energy. So when we're thinking back here with this card, how are you expending your energy? That is a clue where you may be spending, you may have found something or recommitted to something, or made time for something that does that for you in lieu of things that waste your energy. That's beautiful, water sign. Yeah, I just knew this card was, I mean, I could just absolutely feel it when I was shuffling. I mean, I could see it in my brain. Here's the moon card. Yeah, so this is going to be powerful for you. I feel like you're going to get such a flood of creativity, but being Aquarius, it's going to be really something your own. So even if it's something a lot of people do, you're going to get this download of creativity, this inspiration, this flood of creativity that will be unique to yourself. So, and that's, I think, where things get marketable, because if you're just another, I don't know, you're just kind of doing the same thing as everyone else, and you don't have your sort of twist, or your personality doesn't come out, or whatever. It's not as, it's better, instead of trying to appeal to everyone, to try to appeal to the people that you vibe with. And then you'll have a smaller yet a stronger core following or supporters or people who appreciate it. So that can be applied to lots of things in life, right? Oh my God. The victory card. So, wow. If you're a if there are contests or ways to get your vision, your product, your create whatever it is, um, this is the victory card. This is recognition. This is the success card. Um, Definitely apply for things, try out for things, put yourself out there. If put your energy into maybe building a website, a social media site, if you want to do YouTube or something. I just see a whole new direction, a whole new beginning. But it's something, yeah, it's something to do with your creativity, with your own business and your own business. It doesn't have to be, it is really raining. Well, I'm getting a little wet, but I think we're okay. Um, so yeah, this can be, I mean, you could be an accountant if that's really what you love to do, um, and do that. So I don't want to make it sound like it has to be like put your artwork out there, but you're really going to refocus and really think about your how much time and energy you have and where to spend it wisely and really create creatively. I feel like if someone is watching that acts, basically perform somehow, that you're going to win a role, um, it's that type of energy. Competition. Yeah. Dream big. I love how the cat looks into the lake and sees this big panther. I love that. I mean, it's showing how things can be distorted in the moon, but I'm reading it right now as you can be more, you're more than you have more out there. And I even see the stars in the moon. Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end it here because it's raining out. And I hope you have a wonderful full moon. Take care.